Hello, international lawyers and law students. I'm Catherine. I'm the director of Cambridge Law Studio. I am one of the founders of the Test of Legal English Skills. Please download our free vocabulary PDF. This one is letters DEF of the Legal English vocabulary. There is an answer key and you will learn a lot. Welcome to our quick legal English vocabulary class. Emotional distress. Emotional distress is a legal English phrase that is often used by lawyers in court cases. It refers to the emotional pain and suffering that a person can experience as a result of someone else's deliberate or negligent behaviour. Many lawyers translate this emotional trauma as moral damage. However, we don't say moral damage in English. That is a direct translation from other legal systems that just isn't accurate in English. In the UK, we say emotional distress. And in the USA, they also say emotional distress or sometimes pain and suffering or mental anguish. Let me tell you, when I was a new teacher in Cambridge, teaching international lawyers for the first time, I got such a surprise the first time I heard moral damage. It sounds so weird in English, and I think it's that word moral. To an English speaker, it sounds like something happened to you that damaged your morals, like you were a good woman who looked after her children and was maybe religious, and now you're dancing on tables in casinos because you suffered moral damage. It just doesn't work at all in English. So please don't say moral damage to someone English unless you want to give that lawyer a heart attack. Emotional distress, pain and suffering, mental anguish, they're all fine. What is emotional distress anyway? It's non-economic damage or harm. What does that mean? For example, a woman is making a claim in court on the grounds of defamation. The defendant in the case published a story that said she was a criminal, when in fact they had confused her with another person with the same name. Let me explain, because this isn't complicated, I promise. Let's imagine a woman called Julia Smith. Very common English name, Julia Smith. And she lives in a street in Cambridge called King Street. Another very common street name here, King Street. Now, unfortunately, there are two Julia Smiths in King Street, Cambridge. One of them committed a crime and the other one didn't. But a big national newspaper publishes a story and it says, Julia Smith of King Street, Cambridge went into a hospital and took a new baby out of there away from its mother, and the police had to search for 48 hours. But guess what? The photograph of Julia Smith is the wrong Julia Smith. It's the other Julia Smith in King Street that did nothing wrong, and as a result, her reputation has suffered because of a statement that wasn't true. Now, she is going to make a claim in court against that national newspaper. In our legal system, this is a tort. It's not a crime. It might be a crime in your system, but here, what Julia Smith will get is financial compensation. that we call damages with an S. When that word damage has an S in the UK, it means money. So what is she going to claim? Well, her economic damage is if she's lost money as a result of the defamation. For example, 6 of her clients just dropped her and said, "We don't want to work with you." But the other part of her claim could be for emotional distress. She was publicly shamed for something she didn't do, and it was a bad something. It was taking a baby away from its mother. She won't want to leave the house. She probably isn't sleeping. She's had to explain to all her family and friends, "Hey, it wasn't me." So her claim could have 2 elements: the lost money, but also emotional distress. And here it is. Her claim might have 2 parts: lost income as a result of the untrue story, economic damage. She suffered moral damage, such as anxiety or depression, which is non-economic damage. We would describe that moral damage as emotional distress. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Please never say moral damage. Always say emotional distress, like a true English speaker. Proving emotional distress in court is difficult. One important thing a lawyer can do is to provide evidence from mental health professionals to support the client's claim. However, the main thing is not to refer to moral damage. It's much more accurate to say emotional distress, or if you prefer, non-economic damage. Congratulations, you can now use the words emotional distress like a legal professional. To practice these words and more for free, please download our PDF. I wrote it in Cambridge. There's no AI in it. It's never seen ChatGPT, and it's very useful for you. The link is in the description below. Bye bye. See you next time.